Hey all, Pete here. I am shooting a very special video for a very special young man named D. Actually his name's Denali, but we call him D. I met him a couple weeks ago while I was up bear hunting in northern Idaho, and he is really interested in trapping, so I sent him some traps and some furs. And one of the traps I sent him was a dog-proof coon trap, and I'm doing this video today to show how to set one of these. And so I'm in my backyard, and I've got this quakey here, there's a tree here I wanted to use to show you how I do this. So the dog-proof coon trap is a really good trap for raccoons because it's just what it says it is. It's dog-proof. So if you're having to set raccoon traps where there's dogs and stuff around and you don't want to catch somebody's dog, this is a really good trap to use. Basically the way it works is you put bait down in here, set the trap, coon reaches in here, hits a trigger inside, and then this shoots back and holds him by the foot, and he's there waiting for you when you get there. And if you look at a bunch of my catch videos on my YouTube channel, almost all of my coon catches are in dog-proof coon traps. So there's a couple ways you can set this. The first thing you're going to do though, D, is you want to go out where the coons are getting into your dad's deer bait and set them around in those areas. So you might need to pick a time that it's not during hunting season, but you still want the fur to be good. So you might do it in between seasons or wait till December or something like that. But inside there's a little deal that's hooked onto this, which is the trigger. And what you want to do is tear a big marshmallow in half, pull this up with your thumb so that you can stuff that half of a marshmallow down in the bottom of this, because you want that trigger, that internal trigger, to lay over the top of the marshmallow. So the coon has to reach down and grab that marshmallow, and he's going to pull, and that's going to spring the trap. Okay, so first is you put a marshmallow down there, then you can set it with your hands like this. See, now it's set. Okay, or you can use a setter, and you can buy one of these when you buy some more of these traps, because you're going to want more than the one I just sent you. You want to set about 12 or 13 of them out there. You can put it on your leg. This goes over and under like this, and then you can pull that down to help you set it if you're not strong enough to pull this back with just your fingers. Okay, so you've already put your marshmallow in there. Then what I like to do is take some cat food and dump some in here till it comes up to about here. Okay, you can also use trail mix, you can use the corn your dad's baiting the deer with, you can use just about anything. Coons will eat just about anything, but I like to put a marshmallow on the bottom and then some cat food. And then there's a lid that I put on there because that helps prevent skunks and squirrels and mice from getting in there and eating the bait out of there. Okay, and on top of that lid you could put a few drops of maple syrup. You could take some fish oil and spray it around by the trap to help get the coons over there, anything like that if you want to. It helps with smell. I like to use fish oil, so what I'll do is after I put the marshmallow in, I put the cat food in, then I put the trap into the ground, and they just slide in like that. And that trap I sent you has a cable attached to it. The cables can get tangled up real easy, but that's why it's coiled up when I send it to you. So you unhook your cable, and then you go around a tree with it, open up your D-ring, run it back through that, and then close it off tight. Coons aren't going to break that. Okay, now once you do that, then you put your lid on. And then what I'll do is I'll take some fish oil or some clam oil or maple syrup or something. I like fish, but you can use maple syrup too, but I like fish oil. And I'll just run a line of fish oil just like that real quick, so that it's called a trailing scent. So they'll smell it, they'll come over to it, and it's another smell that brings them over to the trap. Okay, if you don't want to use fish oil, just take some maple syrup, put a little maple syrup on top of this. You can also mix in, you can go to the grocery store and get you a little thing of maple syrup and get you a bottle of anise oil in the food, like where they have vanilla extract. You get a little bottle of anise extract. It smells like black licorice. Mix that in with your syrup, shake it real good. Put a little bit just right here on the trap. Coons will come up, they'll pull that off no problem. They'll start digging that bait out, And when you get down to that marshmallow, they'll grab it with their paw and pull, and it'll pull the trigger and it'll release the trap. And so you see how this right here, this part is all the way over, but when the coon pulls the trigger, boom, this grabs them by the wrist. It's pretty strong, but believe it or not, it doesn't hurt them. I've had 2 of these traps together and had a coon with a paw in each one. So it apparently didn't mind too much the first time getting caught, so it put its paw in another one and got caught. If you catch too small of a coon, you don't want to keep it. What I like to do is I'll come over to the cable and pull it up. Yeah, well, it'll already be out of the ground, but then I'll stand on the coon's belly and I can reach down and I can pull his foot out and go away from him. And usually I can release them that way if I need to. If they're too small, I don't want to keep them. But most of the time when I'm trapping coons, I'm trying to get rid of them, so I pretty much kill everything I catch. But that's all there is to this, D. It's really easy, okay? So again, you just hook it to the tree, tear a marshmallow in half, put half of it down underneath there. You can use any kind of marshmallow, white or strawberry or whatever. You can set this with your hands if you want. You just pull it back, pull this down, goes under there, fits like that. Into the ground it goes. Cat food up to about a ½ inch from the top, about there. Put the lid on to keep the mice out, and then some fish oil or some maple syrup with some anise extract in it. Just, you know, ½ teaspoon max on top, just to add to the smell, you know, and you're good to go. You'll have a coon there the next day. You do want to make sure this will swing smoothly around the tree. Sometimes coons, if they get this all tangled up around stuff, they can pull real hard and get their paw out. It's happened to me only a few times, but so I don't like to set where they're gonna get tangled up and stuff. I like a nice smooth tree trunk, you know, so that this can swing around. And then of course there is a swivel on this too that helps keep it moving as well. But that's all there is to it, D. You can buy these from Minnesota Trapline Supply, F&T Fur Harvesters, the Snare Company, any trapline company online, any trap supply place has dog-proof coon traps. They make different kinds, but I buy the Duke ones because they're the only Duke trap I buy, because I don't really like Duke a whole lot, but their dog-proof coon traps work really well and I haven't had any problems with them, and they tend to be pretty reasonably priced. If you have any questions, D, your dad has my number. You can give me a call. Hope to see you this fall hunting whitetail deer. And remember everybody, God is great, guns are good, and freedom is precious. See ya.